Okay, namaste and very warm welcome to you all once again to our virtual classroom. And as you know that today we are going to deal with listening text, and it's going to be very exciting because we are going to learn lots of things there. And okay, first tell me, do you know who is Louise Braille? Or have you ever heard Braille system? So Louise Braille is the person who developed Braille system. So okay, do you want to see Louise Braille picture? So let's have a look on the slide. So he is Louise Braille. Yeah, so he is a Louise Braille, and you see that he is blind. Yeah, and he is from France. And today we are going to deal with his biography. We are going to listen to his biography, short biography. Because before that, I would like to tell you something about him. Yeah, so he is a French. Yeah, he was a French. Means he is a French person, and if he had been alive, yeah, he would have been more than 200 years. Yeah, he was born in France, and he was the inventor of Braille writing system. So which is for blind people. Yeah, so blind people, for educating them, he did a lot. Means he developed Braille writing system for visually impaired people, or let's say blind people. And okay, and then and means he wasn't blind by his birth. Yeah, from his birth. So when he turned 3, so once he was playing with sharp tools of his father's sharp tools, and suddenly he stabbed that sharp tools in his eyes, and he went blank. So and that means he hurt one of his eyes, but after some days his both eyes went blind. Is that clear? Means he wasn't blind from his birth, but later on, so he lost his eyes, and later on he realized the importance of some writing system for blind people. So and he developed Braille system. So he decided to do that when he turned 15. Okay, students, now I hope that you are ready for today's listening text. So before that, once again, your text says something for us. Okay, so do you see some blocks of cells here? Yeah. So and this Braille system represent the different symbols, or means they have different, means its system has got different cells. Yeah, 6 dot cells that are for letters, punctuation symbols, punctuation marks, and as well as numbers as well. So here the text, it is the same pages, same text, means same sets of symbols from your book. So A, as I have already told you, so for one letter, one symbol, one number, so is represented by one cell. Yeah, so A means, now here you see that 2 vertical columns. Yeah, and the first number 6 dots are there. So first is number 1 dot, 2 dot, number 2 dot, number 3 dot, number 4, 5, 6. And when we want to mean letter A, the first dot is raised. Okay, and when we mean B, dot first and second are raised. Is that clear? So and C means dot first and fourth, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is dot first dot, fourth dot. Yeah, so dot 1 and 4 are raised. When we want to mean D, first, yeah, fourth and fifth, they are raised. So blind people, what do? They use index finger, and they just feel, yeah, they just feel the embossed point, and they would recognize the letter, numbers, and what? Punctuation marks. Okay, students, here letters are given, and some two symbols, that is punctuation mark, comma and full stop. For comma, second dot is raised, and for full stop, dot second, fifth and sixth. So 3 dot are raised, but different one. Second, 5th and 6th. Okay, likewise we have for numbers as well. And okay, now yes, there are some pre-questions. So can you identify above symbols, means these symbols, can you identify them? So yes, we can do so when we go through it. Yeah, yes, they represent. Can you identify the above symbols? Yes, they represent what? Here they represent letters and symbols, punctuation mark. Now who might use them? Now who uses? Who is the user? So the users are who, or who use them? Blind people. Blind people might use them, or they use them. So when was Louise Braille born? Any idea? So some of you might know. So when Louise Braille was born, so if any idea for you, if you have the idea about it, then that's fine. And if not, then you will hear his date of birth in our listening text. Okay, students, are you ready? So so in listening text, we have to, listening text is always purposeful. We listen for different purposes. And here, first we have two sets of questions. Okay, we have two sets of questions. When was the first deals with WH question, and the second is about ordering the letters. Okay. Okay, students, the first one is dealing with WH question. Are you ready? Please get ready with pencil so that if you make any mistakes, you can correct it. Okay, the first set says, when did Louis lose his eyes? Yeah. So when did he lose? When did he lose his eyes? Who did Louis develop? Who did Louis develop the tactile writing system for? Means who was the target group, or who is the target group? Is that clear? Who did Louis develop the tactile? Tactile means touch. Yeah, it is touch. So tactile, touch, the touch writing system for, because blind people, they can't see. So how do they realize different letters, punctuation marks, and numbers? By realizing, they uses their index finger, and then they identify, they recognize the sound, the letters, okay, numbers and punctuation marks. Is that clear? So who did Louis develop the tactile writing system for? Means for whom he developed. Is that clear? And then what is the maximum number of raised dot in the Braille cell? You saw different cell, yeah, different cell, yeah. So the different cells here. So when he says, the question says, what is the maximum number of raised dot? So raised dot means when you feel the raised dot, you can recognize the letters. So what is the maximum number of raised dots in Braille cell? This is one cell. How many cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If a word consists of 2 letters, then that is two cell long word. So 5 letters in a word means 5 cell long word. Is that clear? So what is the maximum number of raised dot in the Braille cell? So from whom was Braille inspired? Inspired means encouraged. Is that clear? Means who encouraged him to develop that Braille writing system? So from whom was Braille inspired to develop the Braille system? What killed, yeah, Louis Braille? Means what was the reason behind his death? So what caused? Okay, students, are you ready for the exercise? Listening. Please, and one more thing, please don't write in a complete sentence, just write keywords. Yeah, for example, Louis lost his eyes. You don't need to write in a full sentence, just write keywords, not more than 5 words or the number of words required, okay? Only keywords, not more than that. You don't need to copy. Okay, students, are you ready?
Grade 10, Unit 9. You'll hear a man talking about Louis Braille.
Born in January 1809 AD in France, Louis Braille could not see by the age of 3. Even though he was visually impaired, his intelligence and determination to read opened the door of knowledge for all of those who could not see. When he was about 15 years old, he developed a tactile writing system for educating the visually impaired. This new system helped to decrease the gap between people like him and the sighted. This system is called the Braille system. The Braille system is used for books, menus, signs, elevator buttons, and currency. It consists of a series of raised dots from 1 to 6 arranged on an oblong block called the Braille cell. Braille is not a language, rather it is a code by which language such as English or Spanish may be written or read. It has entire sets of letters, signs of punctuation, contractions, and so on. A lecture by the founder of night writing, Captain Charles Barbier, inspired Louis to form the Braille system. Later, the Braille system replaced Barbier's night writing. The captain's symbols was a coded method for soldiers. Finding it a bit complex, Braille reduced the numbers of dots from 12 to 6. Braille placed the letters in a uniform order for better recognition. Furthermore, he made other changes that enabled the students to take notes and even write by punching dots into the paper with a pointed pen. Despite the popularity of the Braille system, it was not accepted formally in his lifetime. Because of a lung infection, Louis died at the age of 43. Although Braille was admired and respected by his pupils, his writing system became part of the institute curriculum only after his death. The system is still in use with some modification from time to time. Since then, it has been helping to educate all the people who are unable to see.
Okay, students, I hope you are doing it, and now I think you have already done. So now, when did Louis lose his eyes? So what answer have you got? When did Louis lose his eyes? He lost his eyes by the age of 3. Yeah, by the age of 3. Okay, I think you have got the same answer. So we will check it later. So let's see. Now let's write. I think you have already written. Okay, who did Louis develop the tactile writing system for? So what is your answer? What have you written in your copy or book with pencil? Who did the Louis develop the tactile writing system for? So what word has been used in the text? For the visually impaired. Impaired means blind, yes. So impaired means blind, damaged, visually damaged. So what is the maximum number of dots in the Braille cell? In the Braille cell, so you find 6 dots, yeah. And what is the maximum number, not the minimum, maximum number of raised dot, yeah. So raised dots, what is that? What is its answer? It's 6. For whom was Braille inspired to develop the Braille system? Is from whom? So was Braille inspired, means encouraged to develop the Braille system. So what is your answer? What have you written? So who inspired? Perhaps you have written Charles Barbier. Yeah. So he was inspired by him. Yeah, Braille was inspired by Charles Barbier's night writing. Perhaps you heard this word. What killed Louis Braille? So what was the reason, or what was the cause of his death? So what was that? What is mentioned? Lung cancer. Oh, lung infection, sorry. Lung infection. I hope, students, most of you have the same answer. Let's check how far our answers are correct. Are you ready again?
Grade 10, Unit 9. You'll hear a man talking about Louise Braille.
Born in January 1809 AD in France, Louis Braille could not see by the age of 3. Even though he was visually impaired, his intelligence and determination to read opened the door of knowledge for all of those who could not see. When he was about 15 years old, he developed a tactile writing system for educating the visually impaired. This new system helped to decrease the gap between people like him and the sighted. This system is called the Braille system. The Braille system is used for books, menus, signs, elevator buttons, and currency. It consists of a series of raised dots from 1 to 6, arranged on an oblong block called the Braille cell. Braille is not a language, rather it is a code by which language such as English or Spanish may be written or read. It has entire sets of letters, signs of punctuation, contractions, and so on. A lecture by the founder of night writing, Captain Charles Barbier, inspired Louis to form the Braille system. Later, the Braille system replaced Barbier's night writing. The captain's symbols was a coded method for soldiers. Finding it a bit complex, Braille reduced the numbers of dots from 12 to 6. Braille placed the letters in a uniform order for better recognition. Furthermore, he made other changes that enabled the students to take notes and even write by punching dots into the paper with a pointed pen. Despite the popularity of the Braille system, it was not accepted formally in his lifetime. Because of a lung infection, Louis died at the age of 43. Although Braille was admired and respected by his pupils, his writing system became part of the institute curriculum.
Okay, students, I hope you all have got the correct answers. Congratulations for that. And let's move for the second exercise, and that is about page number 803, that is about ordering. Listen to the biography again. I think a biography means story on someone's life, Louis Braille's life. Listen to the biography again and rearrange the following sentences in the order they occurred in the audio. So are you ready for it again? So we are going to hear the text again, and this time you have to order the sentences, okay? So as they appear in the text, is that clear? In the audio. Are you ready for it? So before that, I would like to stick the sentence card on the board. Okay, students. So now this time we are going to listen to the audio again. So listen to the audio again for arranging them. Wait a minute. Before that, so let's go through the sentence card. So ordering, it's an ordering exercise. So Braille replaced, first number A, Braille replaced the system night writing. Yeah, replace means now it replace, है त्यसलाई हटाएर आफू त्यसलाई रिप्लेस गर्यो भनेको है. He was born in 1809, date of birth. Yeah, and the Braille system is, okay, students please make it correct. So not was but is. Braille system is modified time and again, because this is the changing process. Means sometimes if we have something, want to make something easier or good, we make changes, and this system is means it is in continuous, it is changing continuously. Okay, so the Braille system is modified time and again, and at the age of 15 Louise Braille developed the Braille system. Okay, so when it was developed, so the date means at the age of 15, when he was 15 he developed it. His system become a part of the institute curriculum. You know the meaning of curriculum, institute curriculum, is that clear? So his system become a part of institute curriculum. Now, so they are not in an order. Now you have to order them in an accordance with the order you found in the text. So are you listening to me, students? So listen to the text again and please make them in an order, put them in an order. Are you ready? Okay, here we go.
Born in January 1809 AD in France, Louis Braille could not see by the age of 3. Even though he was visually impaired, his intelligence and determination to read opened the door of knowledge for all of those who could not see. When he was about 15 years old, he developed a tactile writing system for educating the visually impaired. This new system helped to decrease the gap between people like him and the sighted. This system is called the Braille system. The Braille system is used for books, menus, signs, elevator buttons, and currency. It consists of a series of raised dots from 1 to 6 arranged on an oblong block called the Braille cell. Braille is not a language. Rather, it is a code by which language such as English or Spanish may be written or read. It has entire sets of letters, signs of punctuation, contractions, and so on. A lecture by the founder of night writing, Captain Charles Barbier, inspired Louis to form the Braille system. Later, the Braille system replaced Barbier's night writing. The captain's symbols was a coded method for soldiers. Finding it a bit complex, Braille reduced the numbers of dots from 12 to 6. Braille placed the letters in a uniform order for better recognition. Furthermore, he made other changes that enabled the students to take notes and even write by punching dots into the paper with a pointed pen. Despite the popularity of the Braille system, it was not accepted formally in his lifetime. Because of a lung infection, Louis died at the age of 43. Although Braille was admired and respected by his pupils, his writing system became part of the institute curriculum only after his death. The system is still in use with some modification from time to time. Since then, it has been helping to educate all the people who are unable to see.
Okay, students, I hope you all have got correct answer. So even if you don't have correct answers, so don't worry, because ordering is a bit tough job. Okay, and okay, so let's check what you have written. Okay, so now what do you think? Which do you think comes first? Perhaps all of you is thinking of all of you are thinking of the first one. Yeah, it's B. So he was born in 1809, first date of birth. And then what comes? So what have you written? So what is the next one? Perhaps most of you are thinking of this. Okay, what is this? At the age of 15, Louise Braille developed the Braille writing system. Okay, what goes in the third? Can you think of that, or what have you written? So what is the next? Perhaps you have written this one, yeah? Braille replaced the system night writing, yeah? So the system which was developed by Charles Barbier, as we already talked about it. So Braille replaced the night writing system. What comes next? What is the fourth one? Okay, this goes to the fourth position, means in an order. So his system become a part of institute curriculum. Okay, and finally the last option is left, that is C. Yeah, the Braille system is modified time and again. So I hope, students, you all have the same answer, and let's check our answers. Are you ready for it? Okay.
Born in January 1809 AD in France, Louis Braille
Yeah.
could not see by the age of 3. Even though he was visually impaired, his intelligence and determination to read opened the door of knowledge for all of those who could not see. When he was about 15 years old, he developed a tactile writing system for educating the visually impaired. This new system helped to decrease the gap between people like him and the sighted. This system is called the Braille system. The Braille system is used for books, menus, signs, elevator buttons, and currency. It consists of a series of raised dots from 1 to 6 arranged on an oblong block called the Braille cell. Braille is not a language. Rather, it is a code by which language such as English or Spanish may be written or read. It has entire sets of letters, signs of punctuation, contractions, and so on. A lecture by the founder of night writing, Captain Charles Barbier, inspired Louis to form the Braille system. Later, the Braille system replaced Barbier's night writing. The captain's symbols was a coded method for soldiers. Finding it a bit complex, Braille reduced the numbers of dots from 12 to 6. Braille placed the letters in a uniform order for better recognition. Furthermore, he made other changes that enabled the students to take notes and even write by punching dots into the paper with a pointed pen. Despite the popularity of the Braille system, it was not accepted formally in his lifetime. Because of a lung infection, Louis died at the age of 43. Although Braille was admired and respected by his pupils, his writing system became part of the institute curriculum only after his death. The system is still in use with some modification from time to time.
Yes.
Since then, it has been helping to educate all the people who are unable to see.
Okay, students, it is the text which is longer, 2 minutes long, so that's why, and there are only 5 sentences. Perhaps some of you were lost while checking the order, so don't worry about that. It is like that. Okay, now students, so we heard the text for 4 times, yeah, so twice for doing and twice for correcting. Now I would like to show you a script of the same text. Are you ready for it? Maybe the text was a bit tough for you to understand. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do reading, okay? I would like to read it. So, born in January 1809 AD in France, Louis Braille could not see by the age of 3. Even though he was visually impaired, his intelligence and determination to read opened the door of knowledge for all of those who could not see. Yes, so he was born in 1803, and at the age of 3 he turned blind. Yeah, and then although he was visually impaired, so he had strong determination to open the door for the visually impaired people. And then what is mentioned? So when he was about 15 years old, he developed tactile writing system, that is touch writing system. So for educating visually impaired, this new system helps to decrease the gap between the people like him and the sighted. Is that clear? This system is called Braille system. The Braille system is used for books, menus, signs, elevator buttons and currency. Elevator buttons means त्यो पर्याङ हुन्छ नि वरमा जाने त्यो बटन्समा पनि हुन्छ है. It consists of series of raised dots from 1 to 6 arranged in a long blocks called Braille sounds. And next, Braille is not a language. Yeah, what is it? It is a code by which language such as English or French, Spanish may be written or read. It has entire sets of letters, signs of punctuation, contractions and so on. So in Braille system we find letters, punctuations and contractions as well, short forms and so on. So means number is also there. A lecture by founder of night writing. So a founder of night writing, it's again a system that was developed by Charles Barbier, Captain Charles Barbier. Louis Braille was inspired by him to form the Braille system, means to develop the Braille system. Later Braille system replaced Barbier's night writing, means now his writing system was so developed, it became very popular, that replaced Charles Barbier's night writing. Sorry. The captain's symbol was coded method for soldiers. So Barbier had developed that system for soldiers. Finding it a bit complex, he found it a bit complex. That's what did he do? Braille reduced the number of dots from 12 to 6, as I have already told you. So I have already showed on the board. So 12 to 6 means there were 12 dots in Barbier's code system, but in Braille system there are only 6 in one cell. Braille placed the letters in uniform order for better recognition, for better understanding. And then furthermore, he made other changes that enabled students to take notes and even write by punching dots into the paper with pointed pen. So students, now he made students able to take notes, to write even by punching dots, because so the dots are felt by using index finger on the paper. So pointed pen, despite the popularity of Braille system, it was not accepted formally, means formally it didn't get any recognition. So in his lifetime, because of lung infection, Louis died at the age of 43. Although Braille was admired and respected by his pupils, means his students, his writing system became a part of institute curriculum only after his death. Okay, and I think you have no confusion up to here. So, and again, the system is still in use with some modification from time to time. Since then, it has been helping to educate all the people who are unable to see. Okay, students, we did lots of things today. We heard, so we saw the script, and then one more attempt is left, that is follow-up activity. So on the page 103, I hope you are with your books. Work in pairs. Write your name using the Braille alphabet and share it to the class. So it's a very interesting work. It's very interesting work. So are you ready for it? Okay, students, if you are listening to me very attentively, so this exercise is very interesting. I hope you all want to do it, no doubt. Okay, I think you all know, you have watched my various classes. I think you all know my name, and Mallika. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, spelling is M-A-L-L-I-K-A. Okay, so now you can learn how to do it. So you see in Mallika, how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this cell, you might be surprised why I have written here, made here 1. So 1, this is for to show capitalization, because in proper noun, the first letter is always capitalized. Yeah, that's why this is for capitalization. And this feature is shown by raising the sixth dot. Is that clear? So 6th dot, this is raised. Okay, so and then so capital M, that's why, yeah, this is raised. So M, let's see, where is M? Where is M? Where is M? Here it is. M. So in M, first, third and fourth, so they are raised. What? First, okay, third and fourth. Okay, are you ready? Are you listening to me? So first, third, fourth. Now A. So it's very simple. A, first one. Okay, first one, M-A. And then L. L, first, second, third. Okay, first, okay, and then second dot, and then third dot. Don't you think it's very interesting? So I hope you are very looking at the slide very attentively. And M-A-L, again the L same, in the same way. L, okay, L. Now I. So where is I? Where is it? It is here, it's there. Okay. So I, in I you see second and fourth, of course. Second and fourth, they are raised. Okay. Second, I, and second and fourth. Oh, sorry, fourth. Okay, I. And now K, where it is? It is here. K, first and third. First and third. Okay, first and third. Now A. So A, the last one. A. Okay. So now if you want to write your name in accordance with the Braille writing system, so you can raise these words, okay? And capitalization, to show this feature, so we write M, because if you won't mention it, that mean lowercase or small letter, okay, lowercase. M, okay. I hope you all have understood how to write. So if you want to write your surname, you can give some space there. And again, for surname, your first letter is in capital. So don't forget to give only one dot. Sixth dot is raised, okay? Okay, students, I hope you all are very happy today because we did lots of things. And one more thing, happy Children's Day. Today is Children's Day. And thank you very much for being with me and listening to my text, listening to my teaching very attentively. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.